Watching Republic TV, I'm Akshita Nandagopal. At 10 a.m. this morning, our focus is on the big breaking news that's coming out of Mumbai of another building collapse that's taken place. 30 to 35 people are feared trapped in the debris. A massive rescue operation is currently underway. This is a 5-storied residential building that's collapsed near the JJ Junction. Many people are feared trapped. Initial numbers suggest that possibly 30 to 35 people could be trapped in the debris. A team of the Mumbai Fire Brigade is at the spot. We also understand that NDRF personnel are present at the collapse site. This happened at the Dongri area in the Bhendi Bazaar of Mumbai. There are, of course, operations underway. We understand that 3 people have already been pulled out of this particular debris. Many, of course, speculating that possibly it was because of the torrential rains that we witnessed in Mumbai that we witnessed yet another building collapse taking place. You can see, of course, that a number of authorities are already present at the spot. Time is of the essence here, considering that nearly 35 people could be trapped in the debris. This is a 5-storied building near the JJ Junction. The fire team is there. The fire brigade is there. We also understand that the NDRF team has already been rushed to the spot. 3 people have been pulled out so far from this debris is what we understand. And of course, these are visuals also that we're beaming to you from that spot very close to the JJ Junction. You can see that the place is also very, very crowded. We understand that authorities have already ensured that neighboring buildings are also evacuated because there is a fear that other buildings could also come crashing down. At this point, it looks like it was because of a weak infrastructure that this particular building came crashing down. It is a residential building is what we know. We also, of course, heard what the DCP who's present at the spot had to say. He has confirmed so far that 3 people have been rescued from the debris. They've, of course, been rushed to the hospital as of now to ensure that any medical care is given to them, is administered to them immediately. An NDRF team, 45 personnel from the National Disaster Relief Force is also currently present at the spot, helping out with, of course, the rescue operations. They're trying to ensure that all the people buried in that debris are pulled out as soon as possible. We understand that this collapse took place just about an hour back, and we're getting you the visuals of the rescue operations. The fire brigade is present, NDRF also present there, locals playing a huge role. They're trying to do their bit as well in clearing out this debris. The challenges, of course, that are faced here is that this area, as you can make out, is a very cramped area. A lot of people, a lot of buildings are also present. So it is becoming very difficult for bulldozers and the likes to function there to clear up this debris. Not a lot of space to push out the debris and ensure that people are rescued. 30 to 35 people possibly are trapped. We don't have an exact number, as you can understand. Initial reports are still coming in as far as this collapse is concerned. But we've spoken to some authorities on the ground to say that a rough estimate at this point is at about 30 to 35 people. This is a residential building that's come crashing down. It's understood that possibly it was because of the heavy rains that we've been witnessing over the last few days. We already saw a building collapse taking place 24 hours ago, and now yet another one that's come to light. We're trying to get you as much details as we can, but you can see, of course, that all the officials have reached the spot right now. They're all present there trying to ensure that they can pull out all the people stuck in that debris. This is a collapse site at the Dongri area of Bhendi Bazaar in Mumbai. A 5-story residential building has collapsed. At this point, of course, as I told you earlier, about 35 people are feared to be trapped. There are, of course, bulldozers present there trying to push through that debris. The challenge is also in ensuring, of course, that people who are stuck underneath, that they can reach them as well. You can see that there is quite a bit of debris that's piled up there. A lot of challenges also that are faced in this kind of an operation, and they are working against time essentially to ensure that people can be pulled out. A lot of questions will be posed to the authorities post this. Right now, of course, the focus is on that rescue operation. All personnel are being rushed to that site to ensure that all necessary help reaches people on time. Those people who are stuck underneath the debris, the focus is on pulling them out as soon as possible. This is the 2nd building collapse that's taken place in a matter of 2 days. I want to go across to Chaitanya for more details. Chaitanya, bring us up to speed with the latest.
The latest information is that 10 people have been rescued, and out of which 2 have been declared dead at JJ Hospital, is what is understood as of now. So this is the latest information. 2 casualties in this entire incident. 2 towers, in fact, 2 wings of the same building have collapsed. This building known as the Arsiwala building, 2 wings of this building completely collapsed, and it is feared that now 30 to 35 people are feared to be trapped. Now, this is the latest information that we are getting. Along with that, there are 10 vehicles of the fire brigade, teams of the NDRF and also of the Mumbai Fire Brigade, which are rescue and rescue operation is going on. 10 people have been estimated to the JJ hospital, which is the closest over here, and 2 have been confirmed dead. So this is the information that we are getting as of now.
Chaitanya, also, do we have any sort of number, any estimate on how many people possibly could be trapped in that debris? What are the officials saying?
The number that has been given as of now is 30 to 35 people. 30 to 35 people is the number that is being given by the officers over here, because that is how the number, in fact, is depending upon the relatives or the people who have registered the names of missing people. So the 30 to 35 people who are missing, who were in the building at that point of time. So it can be understood that out of 30 to 35 people, around 10 people have been rescued as of now, out of whom 2 have been declared dead. So approximately there are around 20 to 25 people who are still trapped below the debris, and the rescue operation is on to rescue all these people over there. Apart from that, there are also earth movers which have been brought, but they are not able to get them in. Ambulance cannot be brought inside to this particular area because the streets are very narrow, and that is something one of the biggest problems, in fact, that the people are facing over here in the rescue operations. However, the local residents are trying to help, and the surrounding buildings have also been evacuated, because it is also feared that maybe because of this building collapse, if there is any damage caused to those buildings, then that should not add to the damage that has already taken place over here. BMC officials have also reached the spot. Even they have started inspecting the surrounding buildings. Along with that, they are also trying to find out as to if any sort of notice was issued to this building, because this was a very old structure and there are many other old buildings in the same area. So even that remains to be seen as to notice was given to any other building as well in that area. So all that thing is being investigated as of now. But then yes, 2 people have lost their lives in this particular incident.
As you pointed out, there are questions about whether this is an old structure, whether it was a weak infrastructure that really led to this particular collapse. Those are questions, of course, that will be asked later. As of now, the focus, no doubt, is on the rescue operations, is on ensuring that all the people stuck underneath the debris are pulled out. And the latest information also is that 10 people have been rescued. Unfortunately, already we're getting in news of a death toll.
कितने लोग रह रहे, कितनी फैमिली नीचे से भटियारे लोग थे, कैटरर्स जो होते हैं ना, नीचे वो थे, और तवक्कल स्वीट वाले का किचन था यहाँ पर, उन लोग अभी तक अंदर ही है। पुलिस बहुत कोऑपरेट कर रही है। फैमिली कितनी है? फैमिली का आइडिया नहीं है, बॉस, हम लोग भी बाजू में रहते हैं, इतना आइडिया नहीं है फैमिली कितनी है। फैमिली ज्यादा नहीं, फैमिली उधर चले गए, घोड़ा इधर नाम बताइए। इधर मेरा नाम इमरान है, इमरान मिड़कर। कितना बजे आपने देखा है? जो ये अपना जो दुआर है जो निकल रहा है, उसका कैटरर्स वाले।
So we'll get you those live updates in just a bit. We'll continue getting you more reactions from the ground, but locals saying, of course, that right now operations are underway. As Chaitanya also pointed out to us, as of now, people have been asked to come forward and speak out about missing people, about the possibility of who of their loved ones or relatives could be stuck in that debris, who was living in that particular building. Based on that, an estimate of about 30 to 35 people, it's understood, could be stuck in that debris. Chaitanya, the locals also are speaking out now. As you pointed out, there's a danger of other buildings also collapsing. Give us a sense of exactly what happened. Do we have any details of when exactly this collapse took place?
This happened at around 8:30 is what is being said, because the fire brigade received a call at around 8:30, between 8:30 and 8:35. And after that, the teams rushed to the spot. So it is understood that somewhere between 8:20 and 8:30 this incident took place. And you can understand the timing as well, because this is something at the time itself says that there were a lot of people in the residential building, because even the school children or office people moving for work, everyone was at house, and 8 families were staying altogether. 8 families were staying there, and all of a sudden the building collapsed. There was a loud sound, after which people rushed to the spot, and also the the people in the surrounding buildings were scared as to what happened, because everyone, because all the structures are old over here. All the buildings are old. Very few buildings which are newly constructed, but then most of the buildings are old, and that is the reason everyone feared at present. And then calls were made to the rescue team. I mean the disaster management cell of the BMC, along with that fire brigade, and soon a team of fire brigade reached. After which there's also a team of NDRF which has reached the spot. Now 10 vehicles of the fire brigade are here. But despite of all this, the biggest problem in the rescue operation is that they are not able to carry out the rescue operation properly, as the streets are very narrow. The vehicles and the equipment which has been brought over here cannot be taken inside, and the debris is being moved manually as of now without the help of earth movers, because they just cannot go towards that particular place. They cannot reach the spot of the exact spot of collapse.
And as you pointed out, several challenges really at this point that the authorities are facing. But Chaitanya, also this is the second collapse that's taken place in a matter of 2 days. Questions, of course, will be raised on the kind of weak infrastructure in Mumbai because of the torrential rains that we witnessed.
Well, it needs to be figured out as if this is because of the rain, because we are talking about there was another building collapse 2 days back that was in Warsaw. So that was something, it was a 2-story building which collapsed. 3 people lost their life in that. But then over here, in fact, that was during when there were heavy rains. But over here, we see that the rains had stopped yesterday. There was no much rain yesterday. And then what exactly caused, because there has to be some reason which resulted in the collapse, or was it because of the rain that it damaged the building more? The building was already damaged and the rain damaged it more, and because of which it collapsed. So that is something the BMC needs to investigate. But then it is also need to be understood that whether a certificate or whether a notice was issued to the building as if the building was unsafe, or it was very old and it was damaged. So that is something that needs to be answered by the BMC as of now. Nothing has come forward because the BMC officials say that the first priority is the rescue operation, and they are also simultaneously investigating and trying to find out as to what led to the collapse. So as of now, they say that we are focusing more on the rescue operation, and only after that we will be able to give clear information as to what exactly led to the collapse and was there any notice issued to this particular building.
And rightly so, Chaitanya. Right now, no doubt the focus has to be on the rescue operations. 30 to 35 people could possibly be stuck in that debris. The information that we have now is that 10 people have been rescued. Unfortunately, 2 people have died. They were stuck underneath that debris. We also understand that 8 families resided in this particular building. The collapse took place at about 8:30 in the morning. That's the information that Chaitanya has got for us. The authorities are racing against time now to ensure that they pull out all the others stuck in that debris. A number of challenges that they're facing, of course, is that the roads here are very, very narrow. Also surrounding this particular building are a number of old buildings. So there's also the threat of the other buildings also collapsing. Chaitanya, get us up to speed, with regards to the rescue operations. As you pointed out, there are several challenges also that the officials are facing.
Well, the major challenge is the same, because the lanes are quite narrow over here. They are not able to reach. The equipment is not able to reach there. The vehicles, the ambulance, in fact, is not able to reach the spot, and it is becoming quite difficult because the patients or whoever has been rescued from this debris has to be carried manually. In fact, carried manually till the ambulance, and that is the biggest problem, because usually in such a building collapse or any such tragedy, it is seen to it that the ambulance is very close to the side, so that immediately whoever is rescued, that person is immediately shifted into the ambulance. But that is not happening over here. People have to be carried from that spot manually. There are also many localites who are helping, but then it is becoming quite difficult, as in for the NDRF team as well as for the Mumbai Fire Brigade teams to carry the people from this particular spot, then take them to the main road where the ambulance is stationed, and then help them out with medical aid over there in the ambulance. So that is becoming quite difficult over here at this point, and that can also, in fact, result in quite a difficulty, in fact, in the rescue operations, because from a long time they are trying to do that, and that is how, in fact, they have rushed 10 people to JJ hospital, out of which 2 have been declared dead. But then the rescue operations are still on, and around 20 to 25 people trapped, and the rescue operation is on to rescue all of them.
Chaitanya, also give us a sense of who is present there currently as far as the authorities are concerned. Who is in charge of the rescue operations right now?
Well, there is a team of NDRF as well as a team of Mumbai Fire Brigade. Both the teams are working simultaneously in the rescue operation. As in every time it so happens, any such tragedy happens, there are two different things. There are two different teams, in fact, that start working. Along with that, the DCP of this particular zone also takes the charge of the rescue operations. But then the teams move simultaneously, and both the teams work simultaneously. So there are two different authorities who work in the rescue operation, and there are two different, in fact, altogether organizations or other agencies who take care of the rescue operations over here.
Right, Chaitanya. Also, of course, at this point, we are trying to get you the latest updates on that rescue operation that's currently underway at the spot. A number of challenges really that are being faced by the authorities. These are very, very narrow streets, very close to the JJ junction as well. And already you can see, of course, the infrastructure in other buildings close by are also developing cracks. There's a big, big scare right now to ensure that the other buildings don't come crashing down. Chaitanya, there will be questions on whether authorities are also taking adequate steps to ensure that other buildings are evacuated. The people steer clear right now because there is a pertinent danger of other buildings collapsing. All right, we'll get back to Chaitanya in just a bit. He, of course, has been getting us the latest updates about this particular building collapse. Let's also now get a sense of exactly what's happening at the collapse site. Let's listen in to what the officials present there have to say about the rescue operations.
बिल्डिंग कोलैप्स हुई है और उसमें से 3 लोगों को अभी निकाला है, तीनों जिंदा थे। बाकी बिल्डिंग पूरी की पूरी नीचे की तरफ गई है, इसलिए नीचे कुछ लोग दबे होने की आशंका है। फायर ब्रिगेड, बीएमसी और बाकी लोग मिलकर काम कर रहे हैं, कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि जितनी जल्दी हो सके उतने लोगों को निकाला जाए।
सुबह तकरीबन 8:30 बजे कोलैप्स हो गए। जो आप मेन बिल्डिंग देखते हैं वो 5 माले की है, उस तरफ की जो बिल्डिंग है वो 3 माले की है, उसके अंदर कोई ज्यादा कैजुअलिटी नहीं हुई है। ये जो 5 माले की बिल्डिंग है इसमें 5 रूम थे, 3 रूम में लोग रह रहे थे, 2 रूम खाली थे और उसके बाजू में जो शेड है वो तकरीबन 8 शेड है, उसमें ज्यादा लोग हो सकते हैं। अभी तक 1 आदमी डेथ है और 5 आदमी हॉस्पिटल के अंदर एडमिट है। काफी लोग इसके अंदर दबे हुए हो सकते हैं, ऐसी आशंका जताई जाती है। 5 लोग रेस्क्यू हो चुके हैं, जिसमें से 1 डेथ है और 4 इंजर्ड है। दिख रहे हैं ना, बाजू की जो बिल्डिंग है उसकी पूरी वॉल गिर चुकी है, आजू बाजू की बिल्डिंग में भी दरार आई है और एक कोशिश की जा रही है कि रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन तेज किया जाए और जो आजू बाजू की बिल्डिंग से लोगों को खाली कराया जाए और मलबा हटाया जाए और इसके अंदर जो दबे हुए लोग हैं उनको फौरन बाहर निकाला जाए। अंदाजा नहीं लगाया जा सकता है कि कितने लोग हैं, मगर लोग अंदर अभी भी मलबे के नीचे दबे हुए हैं।
Out saying that the rescue operation is currently underway, that this was an old structure that's come crashing down. The information that we have right now is that 8 families were residing in that building when the crash took place, which is about at 8:30 in the morning. At this point, BMC officials are at the spot. The fire brigades are present there. The NDRF teams have also been rushed to the spot. About 45 personnel of the NDRF is also present there. There is, of course, a race against time right now to pull out all the people, all the residents who are stuck underneath that debris. We understand that this is a 5-storied building, so of course the debris also will be going pretty deep, and the authorities are trying to ensure that they dig it right up. Challenges are that there is very little space in that particular area. This is a very narrow street into which all these authorities have gone into. We're also understanding the bulldozers and the likes have already been pressed into action there. At this point also, we understand that 10 people have been rescued. 2 unfortunately have been killed in this collapse. The authorities are trying to ensure that they finish this operation as soon as possible. Let's listen into more reactions coming in.
बिल्डिंग कोलैप्स हुई है और उसमें से 3 लोगों को अभी निकाला है, तीनों जिंदा थे। बाकी बिल्डिंग पूरी की पूरी नीचे की तरफ गई है, इसलिए नीचे कुछ लोग दबे होने की आशंका है। फायर ब्रिगेड, बीएमसी और बाकी लोग मिलकर काम कर रहे हैं, कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि जितनी जल्दी हो सके उतने लोगों को निकाला जाए।
सुबह तकरीबन 8:30 बजे कोलैप्स हो गए। जो आप मेन बिल्डिंग देखते हैं वो 5 माले की है, उस तरफ की जो बिल्डिंग है वो 3 माले की है, उसके अंदर कोई ज्यादा कैजुअलिटी नहीं हुई है। ये जो 5 माले की बिल्डिंग है इसमें 5 रूम थे, 3 रूम में लोग रह रहे थे, 2 रूम खाली थे और उसके बाजू में जो शेड है वो तकरीबन 8 शेड है, उसमें ज्यादा लोग हो सकते हैं। अभी तक 1 आदमी डेथ है और 5 आदमी हॉस्पिटल के अंदर एडमिट है। काफी लोग इसके अंदर दबे हुए हो सकते हैं, ऐसी आशंका जताई जाती है। 5 लोग रेस्क्यू हो चुके हैं, जिसमें से 1 डेथ है और 4 इंजर्ड है। दिख रहे हैं ना, बाजू की जो बिल्डिंग है उसकी पूरी वॉल गिर चुकी है, आजू बाजू।
Right now about the collapse. Mr. Patel, what information do we have about the collapse?
people have been rescued, sent to JJ hospital nearby. 7 are injured, 1 is dead. Out of 7, 3 are said to be critical. Rescue operation is on. BNC, MADA, Fire Brigade, Police, all are working. There are possibilities of more people being under the debris.
Mr. Patel, once again, for the benefit of our viewers, can you confirm exactly how many could be stranded there? How many can be under the debris? How many have been rescued? Is there a death toll right now that you can confirm for us?
As I told you, 8 people... 8 people have been rescued till now. There are chances that a lot of people can be there because it was early 8:30 in the morning. There were 3 residents residing in that building, but there are adjoining shade where more people can be trapped. The rescue operation is on right now. We cannot tell you how many people, but there are fears that more people are under the debris.
So far, any casualties reported, Mr. Patel?
One.
One casualty. Okay, so I'm confirming that as well. One casualty has been reported. Have the neighboring buildings also been evacuated? Is there a danger of other buildings coming crashing down?
Yeah. There are buildings which have developed some crack and that also been vacated.
Okay. Also, at this point, who are present at the spot, Mr. Patel, and what information do we have about these residents in the building?
Sorry?
Do we have any information about who resided in these buildings? We understand that there were several families.
Yeah, there were families. Definitely the families were residing in 3 families were residing in that building.
Okay, all right. And also, which are the authorities that have been pressed into action now? Are we expecting more authorities, officials to reach the spot?
Yeah, there are officials coming. A lot of people are already there. MADA and BNC and police are working very heavily on the area. And local people are also very cooperative. They are also cooperating. And a lot of rescue operations are being taken place.
Mr. Patel, at this point, there are also questions being raised about whether this was a very old structure, whether it had breached several laws and regulations placed.
Definitely, it was not any breach of laws and regulations. This area comes under the Bindi Bazaar redevelopment of the area. It was partly this area is being redeveloped entirely in 33-9 government scheme. Was this building dilapidated or not dilapidated? It is not. It is not being said till now. But we are working on that. We don't have any information from MADA. This building was declared dilapidated or not.
Okay, Mr. Patel, any challenges that you're facing right now as far as the rescue work is concerned?
The rescue is going on. There is no challenges for the rescue. The MADA, BNC and police, fire brigade, all are doing it. Absolutely no problem.
Okay, and is there a time frame really at this point that we can possibly get to ensure that the people are rescued? Is there any sort of time frame that you predict?
I think it will take at least 2 or 3 more hours for entire rescue operation to know that how many casualties are. At least not less than 2 hours.
Has there been any way, Mr. Patel, for you to confirm how many people could be stuck in the debris? Have locals been able to tell you a number, an estimate?
No, actually nobody is able to tell because there were shades over there and how many people were residing in the shades and how are they badly injured or that absolutely nobody knows that. But rescue operations are on.
Okay. What are the authorities at this point saying, Mr. Patel? Is there a strong chance of other buildings also collapsing? Mr. Patel, can you hear me? All right, we seem to have lost that connection with Mr. Amin Patel. He is the MLA and he's given us all the information about exactly what's happened so far. He's present at that site and he's confirmed to us that 8 people have been rescued so far. There's 1 casualty, 1 death that's been confirmed by Mr. Amin Patel as well. Besides that, he says that at this point they cannot exactly give any estimate as to how many people could be trapped, but he's confirmed that there were many families residing in this particular building and it was at 8:30 in the morning that this particular collapse took place. He has also said that, there are a few challenges they're facing, but they're trying to battle against that and ensure that they pull out all the others trapped in the debris as soon as possible. The NDRF is present there. That also has been confirmed by Mr. Amin Patel, who is present at the spot. All authorities have now rushed to that collapse site. This happened at 8:30 in the morning. At 10:25 now, 2 hours later, we can confirm to you that 8 people have been rescued from that debris. There's been 1 casualty has been reported, unfortunately 1 death taking place in this particular collapse. Mr. Patel also confirming that, we could see this rescue operation going on for the next 2 to 3 hours. It could take longer than that because we don't have an estimate per se of the number of people stuck in that debris. The rescue operation will continue till they end up clearing that entire area. We're slipping into a short break here on Republic TV. Do stay with us. We'll continue getting you the latest updates from on the ground there at the building collapse site in Mumbai.